I'm afraid there's nothing else we can do. There is one person who might be able to help.
Our program is a two-pronged treatment outside Mexico City. The results have been...
Lionsgate pulled a rare move by not only confirming that Saw 11 is on the way, but also giving it a solid release date. It was originally set to drop less than a year after Saw X, aiming for September 27, 2024. But then in April 2024, things shifted, and now Saw 11 is pushed back a whole year to September 26, 2025. So let's dive into what we know about the movie so far. Pushing the boundaries of sequels, even in a franchise known for its endless follow-ups, Saw 11 is officially in the works, and there's plenty of chilling news about it.
All of you. All of you. You promised dying people.
The 2023 release of Saw X brought back what made the original Saw so loved, revitalizing the franchise in a big way. This latest installment focused on John Kramer, offering a more grounded thriller vibe that's expected to carry over into Saw 11. Taking place between Saw and Saw 2, Saw X ditched a lot of what made films like Saw 3D so poorly received. It centered on John Kramer's character, turning him back into a more relatable figure rather than just a notorious trapmaker with a scary reputation, which is how he's been since his death in Saw 3. The success of Saw X wasn't a shock, and now we're gearing up for a continuation that pushes the series even further into double digits. Although updates have been pretty scarce since the sequel got pushed back a whole year, we've got some exciting news. Tobin Bell is officially coming back for Saw 11. He made waves with his return as the morally ambiguous Jigsaw in Saw X, and he's ready to dive back into the role for this next film. In a recent chat with the Los Angeles Times, Bell shared his ongoing excitement for the character he's played for 2 decades, saying, "It's all in the writing. It's not just one guy lurking outside the screen door. I'm really excited about continuing to develop him. John Kramer is not done, there's more to learn." The mid-credit scene in Saw X hinted at who might be in the next installment, and it's been confirmed that Bell will reprise his role as John Kramer, aka Jigsaw. It's still up in the air whether he'll appear in flashbacks or if the plot will be set before his death. Plus, with Costas Mandylor back as Mark Hoffman and Shawnee Smith returning as Amanda in Saw X, there's a good chance we'll see both of them again in Saw 11. The next film could follow a similar path as Saw X, possibly taking place earlier in the franchise compared to movies like Spiral. However, it might also go the direct sequel route, continuing the story after the events of Spiral, which would mean Kramer is dead and the focus shifts to his apprentices, something that might have been teased in the post-credits scene. With Tobin Bell confirmed to return as Kramer, he's definitely going to play a role somehow. It's looking more likely that Saw 11 will be another prequel-type story, but the exact timing is still a mystery. One thing's for sure, when Jigsaw makes his return, the traps in Saw 11 are going to be even deadlier than anything we've seen before. With so many entries in the franchise, there's definitely some worry that Saw 11 might not live up to the quality of its predecessors. There are only so many plot lines and character types to work with, but horror films often deliver unexpected twists, and Saw is no exception. As we look forward to this 11th film, there are a few things fans are hoping for, like longer runtimes. The most recent film, Saw X, which came out in 2023, had a runtime of 118 minutes, but that hasn't always been the case for the franchise. A common complaint has been that some films just haven't run long enough, especially Saw 3D, which was only 90 minutes. Saw 3, released in 2006, ran for 108 minutes, and it wasn't until Saw X that we finally got a film that topped that runtime. If Saw 11 can clock in at a longer length, or at least match Saw X, it would give the filmmakers more room to pack in content. This could lead to better pacing, deeper character development, and an overall scarier experience. Or how about the return of those escape room-style traps? The earlier films really had some intricate setups. Throughout the series, Jigsaw's traps have led to a lot of shocking deaths, and bringing back a familiar trap could add some surprise or even a touch of nostalgia to Saw 11. There are definitely a few traps that could make a comeback, but some would fit better than others. Both Saw and Saw 2 featured traps that felt a lot like escape rooms, letting victims explore their surroundings. For instance, Saw 2 took place largely in one house, And who could forget that iconic bathroom trap from the first film? With escape rooms growing in popularity lately, it would be interesting to see a trap inspired by that trend. The Saw franchise hasn't always been linear, like how Saw X is set between Saw and Saw 2 in the timeline. So, reviving an escape room trap that reflects today's world could definitely work. That said, we can all agree that Saw 11 really needs more John Kramer. The franchise's main villain should definitely take center stage. Even though John Kramer is the heart of the Saw films, a lot of the installments have focused on other characters instead. Take Saw 2, for instance, which mainly revolved around Eric Matthews, played by Donnie Wahlberg, and his character arc, even if his main goal was to catch Kramer. While we've learned quite a bit about Kramer's backstory and what turned him into Jigsaw, he's such a complex character that there's still plenty of room for more development. The twist ending of Saw X, where Kramer hands over $250,000 to Carlos, was a surprising move for a horror villain. Even though he developed a bond with the kid earlier in the film, it felt like a bit of an odd choice for him.
Oh,
No, John. We've worked to heal people. Your case was different.
This action gives us a new perspective on who Kramer used to be, and it would be great to see that explored even more in Saw 11. However, over the years, characters have figured out various ways to escape Jigsaw's traps. Some of the easier ones had straightforward solutions if you looked closely, but with 10 films in the franchise, it's understandable that some of these escapes are starting to feel a bit repetitive or obvious. Even though Jigsaw is meant to be the ultimate mastermind, it would be awesome to see his victims get a little more inventive with their escape tactics. And who knows, maybe Saw 11 will even feature a character who comes up with a solution to a trap that Kramer never saw coming, which could really throw him for a loop. Throughout the Saw franchise, we've seen quite a few characters working for Jigsaw. The reveal of a secret apprentice isn't much of a surprise anymore, as it's become a staple of the series. The first to take on that role was Amanda Young Shawnee Smith, who survived the reverse bear trap test in the first film and later came back in Saw 2, revealing that Kramer had taken her under his wing. While this plot twist has led to some intriguing character development, it might be time for Saw 11 to retire this trope. That said, the next film could still explore the idea of what it's like to work alongside John Kramer. Diving deeper into this dynamic could give us more insight into his character and show how things might have played out differently without his apprentices involved. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. If you have any ideas for future videos, drop them in the comments. I'm all ears. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated.